Hi everyone, we're here at City Harvest today. HRT and City Harvest have a very close relationship with each other. We have donated financially and with our time. We think City Harvest does a lot of really great work, especially this year with COVID and with the holiday season coming. Let's learn a little bit more about what they do. Hi Racine, thank you for having us here. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do with City Harvest.
Sure. So I am the Director of Donor Relations and Supply Chain Management. And pretty much what I oversee is all of our local operations. So all the product that comes in from the 5 boroughs, such as like retailers, wholesalers, supermarkets, Hunts Point Market, and restaurants, that all comes from my team, where we work on setting those relationships, and then we bring the product into our network where we just deliver it free of charge to those in need.
Cool. So where are we today?
So we are actually in our warehouse facility in Long Island City, Queens, where you're going to be able to really visualize our production. So since COVID started, we started to hire a team of repackers, where they are currently today repacking meals for Thanksgiving.
Maybe you can talk a little bit also about the City Harvest overall mission as a whole.
So City Harvest exists to end hunger. Prior to COVID, we were on target to rescue over 71 million pounds of food. And when COVID hit, that just changed overnight, where now we're trending to rescue over 118 million pounds of food.
You mentioned some numbers. Maybe you can talk a little bit about like the scale of the operation, how many people, and the size of it.
So we have 30 staff members, where we have 2 shifts, AM and PM, 15 on each. Our goal is to package over 200,000 pounds of food. So the breakdown is 130,000 pounds of shelf items and then 70,000 of produce items.
Can you explain what's happening here?
We have a team, our AM shift of repackers are packaging food for those in need. So they are packing food for Thanksgiving. So you'll see an assortment of stuffing, cranberry sauce, and so forth, where we pack individual meals to distribute to families within the 5 boroughs.
How many families do you feed on average?
There's about 1.5 million hungry New Yorkers. So City Harvest exists to end hunger, and that is why we're here. In addition to our general operations, our repack team will be providing meals to those families as well.
How has this year been different than the past? I can imagine in so many ways for the needs and how City Harvest functions.
Prior to COVID, as you're aware, hunger is evident in our city. So with COVID, our agencies have reported that there is an increase in the amount of visits. So pre-COVID, it was about 10 million visits, whereas now we're seeing 13 million visits. And that's a mixture of families, people like you and I, given that so many people have lost their jobs due to COVID.
And how about in the way that you've had to function with your team?
Yeah, so we definitely had to increase our operations, where we were, prior to COVID, we were trending at 71 million pounds we were rescuing, and that has actually increased to 118 million pounds, literally overnight.
But what is food insecurity, and how can we educate more people about it?
Food insecurity is pretty much someone that is unable to find their next meal, or doesn't know where to find their next meal. So what City Harvest tries to do is we want to help support that individual to ensure that they don't have to make that choice of, do I need to pay for rent, or do I pay for food, or do I buy medication? And as you know, medication sometimes requires to have a meal. So what we try to do is offer that support, where that's one less hard decision that a family member needs to make, whereas we provide the meal, and that way they can use their funds to pay for rent or other stuff that they need.
And what can we as HRT and HRTers do to help City Harvest more?
We still have our mobile market distributions, so we definitely need volunteers to help with the food distribution, and that's available on our website, where we have markets in all 5 boroughs, and support us definitely financially. Funds help us maintain our operations.
Thank you, Racine.